Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Some getting some rain, and golly, some have had some heavy rain, a bunch of noise this morning. Clouds are looking wicked in Springfield, but we are on the northern edge of a complex of storms. Of course, this is old by the time you watch it, but I wanted to show you a bit of an outflow boundary coming in, new storms developing, and some pretty interesting clouds. Heavy rain mainly to the south, and we've got some additional development out in parts of Oklahoma. Now, I think that southeast Kansas is going to drop like this. However, there is very likely going to be a remnant circulation with what happens this morning that'll move east, and I think that's going to develop some additional scattered storms. Honestly, the model's doing a horrible job with it this morning. It's more widespread, as you saw. But remember, that little remnant, I think that's going to kick up some storms this afternoon. Maybe not quite this widespread, but I think lots more cloud cover. So despite a very warm start, we won't get as hot today. Then additional storms coming in tonight. Now, some models are a little more southwest than what this shows, but I like this scenario. I really think we're going to have widespread storms, and you'll notice there's some intensity to them, at least initially. This is about 10 o'clock, so we're talking around or just after dark, and I think some of those storms could be severe, certainly some heavy rain, and they should be out of the area by tomorrow morning, and the weekend's looking good. Now, for today, during the daytime, there is only a small chance that we could see a strong to severe storm. However, all that stuff that comes out of Kansas that I just showed you, well, that could have some high wind with it. And then with time tonight, they should gradually weaken, so it's a level 1 risk for much of our eastern counties, a level 2 out to the west. Temps are incredibly warm this morning. I walked out with an 81 degree dew point, or 81 degree heat index this morning. It's been very warm, but with limited sunshine today compared to yesterday. Highs will range from maybe low 90s up in our northern counties to perhaps as cool as mid 80s in parts of Arkansas. But I do expect some afternoon sun. Lows tonight, 60s to around 70, and then tomorrow, upper 80s should be pretty common, and it will be less humid. Now, as we look in the upper atmosphere, this is something we call a northwest flow. So the wind is basically coming out of the northwest. Well, in that flow, every time you have a little dip like this, we call those short waves. And when those come through, well, those can kick up storms because of the time of year we got all that moisture. So timing those little ripples can be difficult, but it looks like a more, I guess we'll say a stronger one coming through Kansas tonight. That should bring our storms through the nighttime, but the main wave is gone by tomorrow afternoon. So at this point, I think the weekend's going to be dry. Now, big time high pressure out in the southwest. This is where they've had all that heat. Well, we're going to see it build our way, and I think by at least Tuesday into Wednesday, it is going to be hot once again. Upper high pressure being that close, we may finally hit 100 in Springfield, but it's going to be very humid as well. So plenty of ups and downs, but thankfully the heat and humidity not sticking very long. Tomorrow and Sunday look great. Remember, some storms scattered today, more numerous tonight. Looks like Monday a storm or two. I think early Tuesday some storms, and then the heat is on for the mid part of the week.